Howdy, guys. Sorry we're late today. I am hungover, but we're back. Alright, and my apologies to the players, my apologies to the admins. Everybody was trying to get a hold of me for the past, 30 minutes to get me to start the stream. And I was fast asleep on the couch. But we are here at last. And thank you all for tuning in. Hope you're ready for some competitive multiplayer battles. We are starting at the semifinals bottom bracket for the 4th tournament of HWL 8.2. So, without further ado, let's remove the army blocker and the going live momentarily screen. And we'll be getting into our first battle of the day, which will be Butcherbird with the Lizardmen versus, Energized with the Lizardmen going up against Butcherbird's Greenskins. So let's get that bracket updated right now. And actually, never mind. Butcherbird's already good to go on his bracket. So here we are loading into the map. Oh, even the game is ready. It's slow. Everything's hungover. Neerob the Clown, good to see you, by the way. And is it going to be good? Like, real good? I hope so. But it may be not that, but that may not be that good. I don't know. But these are two great players, so I have high hopes. Starting with our blue player in this matchup, though, we're going to be seeing the Lizardmen. Starting with the Infantry, we got 2 Skink cohort, along with a healthy number of Saurus warriors with shields. Looks like we had 4 of them. We're then going to be looking at some Cold One Riders. Distillodon with the Reviv Crystal. We have a Razordon hunting pack. We also have a Salamander hunting pack and an Ancient Salamander. So that's going to round out most of the Greenskin army, and for the leadership, we do have a Skink Priest of Heavens with Harmonic Convergence and Curse of the Midnight Wind. And then we also have Krokgar. Krokgar's going to be bringing Hand of the Gods, Swiftness of Itzel, Deadly Onslaught, and Sacred Spawning Hookswaddle. Now, going over to our red side of the battlefield, we have the Greenskins being led to the field by Butcherbird, aka Crowfather. We have the 8 Peak Loonies over here on the far right flank. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Goblins acting as the frontline infantry. They're going to be backed up by some skirmish cap in the form of 3 Goblin Wolf Archers and 1 Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archer. Behind them, we do have some Orc Boys. A Giant will be supporting them with his disturbingly large belly button. Got another unit of Orc Boys, and then on the far left flank we are going to be seeing Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, the Moon Howlers, and could it be a Night Goblin War Boss on top of a Squig? He is going to be bringing Fermented Fungi, Tormentor Sword. That's going to be it. Another 2 Night Goblin Squig Hoppers on the right flank, and then, ooh, I missed a second Giant. There's 2 of these bad boys, and an Orc Shaman. Mr. Orc Shaman down on the ground is going to have Headbutt and Brainbuster. And so it begins. Lizardmen don't have too many skirmishers, but the Razordon hunting pack and the Salamander hunting pack do pack quite a punch, especially against a giant if it's just, you know, sitting out in the open. But we'll see what happens. Salamander Ancient Salamander making his first play. He's going to miss his first volley into the goblins, but looks like he's going to be belching another fireball here in just a moment. Krokar coming up, taking some fire. Looks like he's just kind of draw some fire out. He does have a redid crystal, so you know he does have some healing to get done with Krokar. Over here, Ancient Salamander throwing up into the Night Goblins, doing a nice job killing off a decent number of models there. And then the Razordawn, or no, that's the Salamander hunting pack. Where did the Razordawn hunting pack go? Being a bit more cautious with them, it would seem. Goblins running away from the engagement. The Saurus Warriors, in come the Orc Boys with a nice counter charge, getting into the mix without, you know, having to deal with the Saurus Warriors who have a decent charge bonus. Over here, going to be seeing Headbutt go down into the Saurus Warriors with shields. Goblins really not going to be able to hold a candle to them. They're going down quite quickly. Over here, 2 Night Goblins and the 8 Peak Loonies, all going to be in combat with a Cold One Rider and a Skink Cohort. Cold One Rider does have that harmonic convergence, which is really nice. Brain Burster going down on top of the Saurus Warriors too, but right now it just looks like the Greenskin front line is already gone. You know, 4 Goblins and 2 Orc Boys really not going to be enough to hold back the tide of this army, but we will see if the Giants can start making a difference, because right now, you know, the Giants, while they're, you know, doing okay so far, once they run out of infantry support and a meat shield for them, they're just going to be stuck by their lonesome and get surrounded. So we'll see what happens. Over here, it looks like the Greenskin Missile Cav making a dangerous play to go after the Razordawn hunting pack and pin them down. Also trying to get on top of the Ancient Salamander by the looks of it. Doesn't seem to be, you know, going too poorly for them, that gambit so far. Saurus Warriors getting charged by the Squig Hoppers. We're all diving in there and just munching them up. Greenskins were making some gains there, but now it looks like the Cold One Riders are getting into the back line, cleaning them up. Fermented Fungi going down on top of Krokar, but Cold-Blooded on top of him is going to prevent any type of rampage. And then over here, we're going to see that the Night Goblin War Boss getting targeted by all these fireballs, taking a lot of damage. And the Giants, too, are going to be taking a lot of damage here if they don't get out of range. Because right now, Razordawn Hunting Pack with Poison and the Salamander Hunting Pack, both going to be getting a lot of shots off into these poor Giants. Night Goblin War Boss getting pretty bold, continuing to chase Krokar deeper into enemy lines, and I think at this point Krokar could probably turn around and eat him up. But more Night Goblin Squig Hoppers coming in to help him out. These guys all have immune to psychology. We're going to be seeing harmonic convergence going down on top of Krokar, giving him some crazy good stats, 87, 64 for melee and defense respectively. Night Goblin War Boss now getting attacked directly by Krokar. We'll see if he can hold on there. Alright, Greenston's starting to regroup in some different places. The 2 Giants were both coming after Krokar there too. And as you can see, you know, a lot of Greenskin forces are breaking through the Lizardmen lines at this point, but Krokar continuing to be very elusive and slippery. At this point, I'd probably turn around, kill off the Ancient Salamander, pick up some, you know, gains in the balance of power. Over here, this Giant and the Night Goblin War Boss seeming to come over this way, trying to help out some Forest Goblin Spider Riders and other Lizardmen, Greenskin forces against the remaining Lizardmen. But on the peripheries, you can see, like, you know, there's some Greenskin forces that are going to be able to regroup here. These Orc Boys need to get over here yesterday. They were way out of position, and the Greenskins need them desperately. Over here, Moonhowlers were coming in for a charge, but they thought about it twice. Gonna be pulling off. Uh-oh. Night Goblin Squighopper is... sorry, the Night Goblin War Boss is getting pretty greedy here. Tormentor Sword is going down, reducing his melee attack by 24, but still has 53 melee attack, and one-on-one, this Night Goblin War Boss is making a big risk. Taking a big risk going in combat against him alone. And there he goes. He's just going out to get the charge bonus again, and then turning around right back into him, and I think that's a huge mistake. What is... Oh no, Greenskins might have just sealed the fate of their entire army here with that Night Goblin War Boss. I mean, balance of power was, you know, in a reasonable place, and I think if he would have played it smart, kept his distance, waited until giants or anything else were nearby, he might have been okay there. But Night Goblin War Boss bit off a bit more than he could chew, and that's saying a lot for you know, when they're riding a squig. They can bite off a lot and chew a lot. Oh, Forest Goblin Spider Riders come into play, defense with a quick block, and then Krogar is like, nah, I'm gonna jump over you and eat him anyway. Hey, Mustard. Oh yeah, a random comment from me in the VOD. That would make sense. I was definitely watching that Warhammer World Championship. Alright, the two giants. Yeah, it's over at this point. I'd probably just concede defeat. I mean, he does have some Orc boys running back to try to help him, but at this point, I don't see the giants hanging on long enough. Reviv Crystal can still throw down some more heals on top of Krogar. Just need some time. Oh, here comes the second hand of the gods. Oh! It missed completely. Oh, Krogar must be so pissed off. It's like, God damn it, this stupid hand. The old one's, the shit is always glitching. Ah! Well, it sure doesn't look like the fireballs are missing too bad. But yeah, Hand of the Gods. I don't know if you guys have seen that special animation video they did with all the Lizardmen legendary heroes. And it's pretty awesome, but there's kind of a joke about that when Krogar tries to use his Hand of the Gods and it just fizzles out into nothing. This guy's like, I need to get the fuck out of here. Agreed, Nameless Order. When Hand of the Gods does hit, it can, like, be so devastating. But, yeah, great game to start out this best of 3 series. Greenskins really playing it well there. I just think, stand by my assessment, the Night Goblin War Boss did get pretty greedy there in the mid game, and I think that kind of killed any chance Greenskins had of pulling this off, because with him, you know, the Fermented Fungi, Tormented Sword, and, like, you know, Giant support or even Squig support, he can be quite deadly and quite a pain in the ass for Krogar to deal with. But in a toe-to-toe engagement, it's never going to go in favor of the Night Goblin War Boss. It's just not even a comparison. But great first game. Let's get that blocker up on the screen. Update the scoreboard to reflect Energized has drawn first blood. Yeah, Luis Monroy, he used those salamanders very well, and they are not an easy unit to get value out of. Completely agree with you there. Alright, got Beastman for Crowfather. Let's go ahead and throw up The fiery beastman banner. Why is there... What is this? I don't even understand what's happening in that chat. Anyway. Tomb Kings for Energized. Okay, so... Looks like Crowfather, aka Butcher Bird, going to be banning the Vampire Counts and the Vampire Coast, and the Tomb Kings, the last remaining undead faction, will be the counter pick. Alright, everybody, I'm going to go use the restroom really quick, and I'll be right back for round 2 of this best of 3. Alright, and we are back right on time. Players still loading in. MP Alpine Ridge is the map, one of my personal favorites. Alrighty, so starting with our red player this time, we have Butcher Bird. Going to be bringing 3 units of bacon, aka Razor Gore Herd. Going to have what appears to be 4 units of Centaurs with throwing axes, 2 regular Centaurs, and then 2 units of Tusk Gore Chariots. Now for the infantry, we will have Blackhorns Ravagers on the left flank, the Regiment of Renowned Gore Herd with shields. We're then going to have 1, 2, 3, and 4 units of Ungor Spearman herd. Now for the leadership, does look like we have a Bray Shaman of Wild on foot. Going to be bringing Traderkin and Bray Scream, and then we have Morgor the Shadow Gave with both of his Chaos Spawn summons. Alright, now taking a look at our blue player leading the Tomb Kings into battle. Up front, we have 2 Spearmen, 1 on either flank. And it looks like we're going to have 3 units of Tomb Guard ready to go up and fight these beastly forces. Now, for the remainder of the army, we do have another 2 Spearmen holding down the rear. Got a Carrion up in the air. 3 units of Skeleton Horse Archers. 2 Nehekara Horsemen. And then this being one of those matchups where the ROR Sphinx of Usep can actually shine with its fire damage and with its fire resistance now that Torox the Brass Bull is a possible enemy he will face is going to be on the field. We have a Necrotect on foot with Restore. And then last but never least, we have Archon the Black on top of his chariot. He's going to be riding into battle, bringing the Tomb Blade of Archon, the Staff of Nagash, the Libra Mortis, Doom and Darkness, Spirit Leech, My Will Be Done, the Curse. There he goes, levitating across the battlefield. Spirit Leech going down on top of the Tuskor chariots. Archon ain't messing around. Alright, Beastman forces just pushing over the hill now. Taking their time on the approach. Right now, it looks like the Ungor Spearman herd going up there to get in the engagements. I feel like they're getting engaged maybe slightly too early, but the Razor Gore herd are pushing up quickly behind them. In the center line, we see the pigs kind of stacking up on top of each other, unfortunately. Skeleton Summon going down on top of the Beastmen on the far right flank. And then across the board, it looks like the Tomb Kings are holding their own at the moment. The Blackhorns Ravagers, the Tuskor Chariot are wrecking these Skeleton Spearmen pretty hard, but once they get through there is at least one more Skeleton Spearman unit in reserve. Nice Traderkin going down there, catching a lot of Tomb King units. Oh, Centaur's diving into combat, but what in the world? It was like they were just like purposely put into the middle of those Skeleton Horse Archers and Skeleton Spearmen, but right now, you know, they're actually doing okay for themselves. More Centaurs now coming in, and the Skeleton Horse Archers are getting stuck, and just like that, I'm going to eat my words as those Centaurs actually going to win that trade in the end. Over here, going towards the back line, because this Beastman front line is just melted away. The Tomb Guard have absolutely crushed all of the Ungor Spearman herd. And throwing axes here, getting some really good damage into the Sphinx of Usep. It got out a bit too far beyond behind enemy lines. Over here, Centaur looks like they maybe got a bit too greedy. Now we have the Nehekar Horsemen and the Skeleton Horsemen Archers coming out and catching them. And Beastman forces do have the edge in the balance of power, though. So far, Butcherbird looking okay. And the throwing axes, I mean, the Centaurs may have been lost now, but the Tomb Kings are running out of mobility, and the Beastmen still have 4 throwing axes with, full health and ammunition. Over here, we're going to be seeing that the Sphinx of Usep is now getting pinned in place with the help of some Chaos Spawn as well. And that should allow the throwing axes to come in and get another nice volley off as it tries to retreat. It is having a very tough time. Libra Mortis going down, giving them that 40% physical resistance, which should help a lot, but we'll see if it's enough or if it's too little, too late. Alright, Sphinx of Uset pulling back. Have a little bit of a lag there, but it looks like it's starting to smooth out again. Over here, Tomb Kings may be losing the Necrotect, which will be a very big deal. Centaurs are throwing axes, diving in on top of Archon, only to have the skeleton summon go down, so they're going to go ahead and pull out of that situation now. Centaurs are throwing axes, now making a push forward. Seems like they're corralling the skeleton horse archers, and also trying to stay on top of the Sphinx of Uset, who is continuing to retreat. And so far, a very good game to both players. Beastmen keeping that edge in the balance of power, though. Alright, Blackhorn's Ravagers diving into combat. Sphinx of Uset hesitating for a minute there, and looks like it's going to cost him. So he took some more damage from the throwing axes. Meanwhile, Archon, with the help of a new Shopti summon, is going to finally break through that little pocket of Beastmen he was fighting against. And now the balance of power is really starting to go right back towards even. If anything, it might be going into the Tomb King's favor here in a moment. Sphinx of Uset on top of the Blackhorn's Ravagers. They're unsupported, so they're just going to be getting smashed. And Tomb Guard are also, going to be very capable of going toe-to-toe against the Blackhorn's Ravagers. Throwing axes. Still have plenty of ammunition. Beastmen still have their leadership. Another Traitorkin over here, could potentially do some nice damage on top of these tightly packed Tomb King forces. Over here, we have Ungor Spearman Herd diving in. Centaurs and Razor Gore Herd all struggling at the moment. Oh, and the Sphinx of Uset coming over too. But once again, balance of power, in favor of the Beastmen. In spite of their tattered state. Skeleton Horse Archers still doing a lot of work to the unarmored Centaurs right now, but they are very low on ammunition. Alright, Tomb Kings have regrouped their forces. Beastmen have as well, because pretty much everything else they have on the field besides this sole unit of Spearmen has shattered. Alright. Bray Shaman and Morgor the Shadowgave getting in combat with the Spearman Herd. Nice Bray Scream onto some of the Tomb Guard. Throwing axes, hitting Archon by the looks of it. Spirit Leech coming down from Archon in an act of revenge. Skeleton Horse Archers should be on their last rounds. Yeah, one round apiece. Alright, Sphinx of Uset, though, going to be going after Morgor the Shadowgave. Morgor does have a weakness to fire since he has that regeneration, so even though it is a bonus versus large kind of monster, it can still do a lot of work against Morgor since it has that fire damage. Tomb King's doing a good job. You can see they're just screening out. The Centaurs are throwing axes just by continually pushing this line forward. Tomb Guard. Over here, Terror kicking in on the Bray Shaman of Wild. Morgor all by his lonesome, getting surrounded. And Morgor's tough, but the throwing axes need to kill the Sphinx of Uset yesterday if they want any chance at all of taking this battle back. Because at the moment it looks like the Tomb Kings have taken control of the battlefield. They're setting the pace of the fight now. Chaos Spawn. Yeah, Morgor, you dirty, dirty boy. Chaos Summon. I gotta love it. Chaos Spawn coming in here, and that's going to give Morgor the edge. The Sphinx of Usep suddenly at critical binding. But Taps, can it get to crumbling? Oh man. It is struggling. We got ourselves a ball game. Alright, Skeleton Warriors coming back, throwing axes, hitting the Sphinx of Usep with their armor-piercing rounds. But can the Chaos Spawn last long enough to win it? Oh, there they go! They're getting on top of it again! It's crumbling. Alright, but it's still at 1100 HP. Alright, it looks like it's getting ready to go under that 1k threshold. Throwing axes. Coming after it. Oh my god. If they can kill the Sphinx of Usep, anything is possible. Because then there's no terror on the battlefield here for the Tomb Kings. It's crumbling. It's debilitated. The Beastmen need to keep the pressure up on it. They can't let it stop crumbling. They cannot. Here comes another round that should keep it crumbling and perhaps even kill it. Holy hell. Morgor the Shadow Gave, trying to keep things together. His Chaos Spawn are barely hanging on. Two summons about the timeout right next to each other. And the Sphinx of Usep is down! Still giving the Tomb Kings the balance of power, but this is a big win for the Beastmen forces, taking terror out of the Tomb King toolbox. Over here, Necrotect still chasing the Bray Shaman through the woods. I would send, yeah, Centaurs are going after it now, but I don't think the Bray Shaman's going to come back. He's at 161 HP, so he might just not have the leadership to do so. Morgor doing okay. He's actually regaining HP now, and he's in combat with, you know, Skeleton Spearmen, so that's actually working well for him. There goes the Bray Shaman. Centaurs are throwing axes, staying on top of the Necrotect now. We'll see if they can kill him or not. So, holy hell. Still give the edge to the Beastmen here because Archon is on a chariot. But if these Centaurs with throwing axes can eliminate the Necrotect and then, you know, help Morgor eliminate the Tomb Guard, anything's possible because, like, the mass they provide can deal with Archon. But it's all a matter of if they can, you know, stay alive to pin Archon in place so Morgor can smash him. Because right now the main advantage is as time goes on, Morgor is slowly going to go back to full health. Yeah. He's got plenty of healing left. Should hit his healing cap, you know, I would say, in another minute of combat. But right now it is not in sight. And Necrotect is crumbling and going to go ahead and die. So, Necrotect, nice knowing ya. Centaurs have achieved their mission. Or have they? Okay, now they have. He threw his whip onto the ground. Alright, big mistake here. All the skeleton infantry came out, and now I think they recognize their mistake. These guys are already crumbling. Tomb Guard have a weak binding. And the Centaurs are going to be coming up on their ass. Skeleton Horse Archers can't go toe-to-toe with Centaur throwing axes in just combat. They do have fear, so that's going to be nice, but it's 2 against 1, and I think they can get them crumbling quick. But the Beastmen need to get on top of these guys before Archon the Black returns. If they can eliminate some of these Tomb King units before Archon the Black can regroup with them, that's going to be, you know, a huge advantage as they go into the late game, because whichever player actually has units supporting their lord is going to be at a distinct advantage. Right now, I think the Beastmen, it's a tough call, but I wouldn't wait for Archon to get back into the fight, and it looks like they're going to allow him to come back into the fight and not go for an engagement beforehand. And at this point, I think it's, you know, a little bit too late. Archon will be back no matter what. Winds of Magic is going to be very, very big deal at this stage in the fight too. Because, you know, we still have Spirit Leech as an option along with Doom and Darkness. We will see. Archon has been using his magic pretty actively throughout this entire fight, so no guarantee he still has anything left. Alright, throwing axes, letting their ammunition go loose. There it goes. The Liber Mortis for the 40% physical resistance. Centaurs are not engaging though. Alright, Liber Mortis is just timed out. Throwing axes, going after Archon the Black. Throwing the last of their axes at him. And this is a close one, honestly. Okay, Skeleton Spearmen, nice charge from the Centaurs with throwing axes. Now they're going to pull out immediately. Crumbling, already happening on top of the Skeleton Horsemen. Yep, alright, there goes a nice surround. Centaurs look like they're going to be able to eliminate the Skeleton Horse Archers there, but they need to pull out before the Tomb Guard does too much damage. And there they go, Centaurs pulling away. Balance of power in favor of the Tomb Kings at the moment. Morgor having a tough time, it would seem, getting through these remaining Tomb Guard. Tomb Guard ain't no chumps. Alright, nice charge there from the Centaurs surrounding the Tomb Guard, trying to get them to crumble out. He's going to need to stretch all of his micro here, because obviously Tomb Kings won't rout. If the Centaurs start to lose leadership, it's going to go south really quick for him. Nice! Pulling this unit back that Archon was charging, sending the other one in for a charge, but oh no! The Skeleton Summon coming in, and those Centaur look like they're going to go down for the count. There they are, routing the Centaur coming in. It looks like the Tomb Guard are close to crumbling out of existence. 374, 172, and then, you know, he has that Skeleton Summon to contest with, but the Skeleton Summon isn't permanent, so this is a close game. These Centaurs need to stay alive, though. That's really the only chance the Beastmen have. Morgor, the Shadow Gave, now getting cycle charged by Archon the Black. Here comes the charge from those Centaurs into the Skeleton Summon. There you go. Oh, there goes the curse. Giving that direct damage and an AoE around Archon. And that's a very big deal at this stage in the game when these guys are already in such a tattered state. You know, we're in the late game here, approaching the 15-minute mark. Summon is about to time out, though. Can the Centaurs keep it together for just a moment longer? There they go, getting a nice charge. This could be the moment they can get a surround on top of Archon the Black, but the summon is just hanging in there just too long. The Beastmen need that summon to time out yesterday, and right now Archon looks like he's going to be able to pull this out. There goes. The zombies have just crumbled out of existence. Morgor turning around to get a charge against Archon. Centaurs now coming in on the other side. Archon has to stay in combat at this point. There's nothing on the field besides these two units. Or, yeah, besides the two Beastmen units and Archon. And there's still a chance he's going to win it. So let's go ahead and just get into a cinematic mode and see what happens here as the final units for both armies fight it out. Centaurs look like they may be going around, turning around, counter charge. Uh-oh, Archon turned his back to the Morgor. Yeah, Morgor getting a very big hit. Oh my god. And the Beastmen pull it off, chat. Butcher Bird tying up the series 1-1 after an excellent round 2. Vates Z, thank you very much. Gata Gabos, GG indeed. Archon the Black getting some nice value there. Same with the Tomb Guard. Yeah, Skeleton Horse and Archers, some of the best skirmish cav in the game, right there. And then Crowfather over here, well played to him. Morgor doing excellent. Bray Shaman in a while, getting some good work with those Bray Screams. Infantry getting shut down pretty hard, but the Centaurs, you know, even though they took a lot of damage, they routed a lot of key units, and that allowed all of these throwing axes to perform exceptionally well. Razor Gore Herd doing some good work, but really, yeah, it was the throwing axes, Morgor, and the Bray Shaman that pulled this home for the Beastman forces, because, yeah, the Tomb Guard proved to be very effective just against all this Beastman cheap infantry. We'll check the map for tiebreaker. Hey, Alison, good to see you. Hapluffer, thank you so much for the follow. Oh, glad to see you enjoying the stream or accidentally clicking the follow button. It's all the same to me. Alright, chat, be right back. Just one moment. And we're back with the vampire counts taking on the Bretonians. I do love this matchup because you typically see a lot of peasant fire arrows flying through the air, and I love the spectacle of it all. Zombies and Vargulfs being lit on fire. It would be cool if they, I don't know, make a blaze like a condition, kind of like poison and stuff, instead of fire, just do that bonus damage. I don't know, more like tabletop stuff. And it would also be cool if they animated it, so, you know, like how when there's poison for like 10 seconds, like if it was a blaze, they're actually like on fire for 10 seconds. That would be fun. Warhammer 3, are you taking notes? But typically this is a cav heavy matchup. Blood Knight's a popular pick. Questing Knights and Grail Knights, or even Grail Guardians, sometimes a very popular pick on the Bretonian side. Typically see the Fae and some Paladin support. And for the Vampires, usually, at least in my experience, I see Blood Dragon, Vampire Lord, Red Duke, and I don't know, I feel like I see Hellman or Heinrich Kemmler in a few matchups. Who doesn't like to see Krell on the battlefield after all? But this one I definitely feel like I see the flying vampires a lot more often than not. Looks like Crowfather is readied up, Energized readied up as well, and here we go. As always, let me know if the sound quality is good and the video quality as well. Alrighty, going back to our blue player now for the tiebreaker. Starting with the infantry, we are going to have 2 skeleton spearmen. We're also going to have some skeleton warriors. The Konstantin Stalker is going to be included there, so 3 skeleton warriors in total, 2 skeleton spearmen. Got 3 zombies, and then we are indeed going to be seeing Blood Knights on the field, a glorious cavalry unit. There's going to be 3 of this elite cavalry. We're also going to be seeing a Vargulf, ready to smash some peasants and knights alike. 2 White Kings on foot with Scabscrath. Blood Dragon Vampire Lord, not flying though, just going to be on top of his, you know, whatever a Blood Knight's horse is called, a Blood Horse. He's got Heart Piercing, Helm of Discord, Raise Dead, and Invocation of the Heck, along with Honor or Death. Alright, now going over here to the Bretonians, we're going to have 5 Peasant Mob, 3 Spearmen at Arms, and then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 Peasant Bowmen, 2 with Pox Arrows, 2 regular. Also going to be seeing Grail Knights interdispersed with Knights of the Realm. So it looks like 3 Grail Knights and 2 Knights of the Realm. So a very elite cavalry force here in the back. And then for the heroes, we're going to have 2 Paladins, both of them on horses, bringing nothing but themselves. And the Fey Enchantress, she will have the Chalice of Potions. Favor of the Fae, Dwellers Below, Earthblood, and Mist of the Lady. So the Bretonnians get ready to face off against the undead. Like the vampire formation over here. As you can see, it looks like they're going with the stronger right flank with 2 Blood Knights and the Vampire Lord. Left flank will be the refusing flank with the Blood Knights and the Vargolf being the anti-large over here. Got the White Kings to help the main line infantry clear up the Bretonnian chaff. Whereas the Bretonnian formation, pretty straightforward. You got the chaff, second line of spears in case any big units try to push through. And then the archers back here, ready to fire in from, these angles. Try to focus fire, concentrate fire on top of those key units like a Vargolf, I imagine. But in this case, I think they're going to be wanting to eliminate skeleton spearmen as quickly as they can so they can try to assert some type of infantry dominance if possible. The knights on the rear have now been split to the 2 flanks, so 2 going to the weak flank for the vampires, and 3 of them and the heroes going to be pushing over to the strong vampire flank. So you can see here it's going to be 2 Grail Knights with the Knights of the Realm against 2 Blood Knights, but it looks like the Blood Knights and the Vampire Lord are going to not like those odds and start retreating, pulling back to the safety of their own infantry forces so they can at least have some spearmen support. I like this decision a lot. And now it's the Bretonnians' turn to have to think twice, I think, and they may want to be turning around here. Looks like they are going to do that, do a little bit of a button hook, but not the Fae Enchantress. She didn't get the memo. She's running in there trying to break the Blood Knight charge along with the Paladins, and now the Bretonnians look like they have drawn the vampires into a disadvantageous position, in my opinion. Grail Knights diving in, getting a nice charge. These Blood Knights actually achieving a counter charge, but they are going to be outnumbered. Healing going down here. Looks like we're going to be seeing something getting called down here. Dwellers Below going down on top of all these forces. And Blood Knights not going to be enjoying that at all. They have that invocation from the heck going down, but both of these Blood Knights are now looking pretty worse for wear. Paladins, one of them is wavering. Looks like the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord is just trying to get the hell out of here now. Cut his losses. Vampires in the main line are breaking through the Bretonnian infantry without much of a problem. But the Blood Knights over here also getting surrounded. Knights of the Realm taking damage, but the Grail Knights looking great. And if the vampires lose their Blood Knights this quick in the battle, it's going to be a GG, I think. I don't know what the vampires can do without any Blood Knights. Over here, Blood Knights are crumbling. These ones are about to crumble out. And Bretonnia's looking really good. Their peasant bowmen are having to run for their lives, but as long as they're microed well, they should be able to keep ahead of the undead forces. Over here, this Blood Knight, it's also crumbling out. Blood Dragon Vampire Lord is not near any of the Blood Knights, and I think at this point he's just given up. We're going to see the Vargolf unsupported now going up against a lot of anti-large knights. You got the Grail Knights and the Knights of the Realm both have that bonus versus large. Spearmen at arms are here to support them too. But now the Vargolf is pulling away, trying to retreat back towards the Vampire Lord. But just like that, all 3 Blood Knights have been eliminated. Balance of power is still looking good for the vampires. You can see they still have the edge. And at the moment, it looks like, yeah, it makes sense why, because their peasant bowmen are routing, and it doesn't look like anything is nearby to support them. And without any infantry, the Knights will have a much harder time, because they're going to have to contest with a lot of undead chaff, and the hero squad just, nestling up inside of it. Alright. Both paladins come in. Did the Fae Enchantress die and I missed it? Oh my god. I'm so sorry, everybody. I totally missed that. I didn't even see that the Fae Enchantress died. Oh, shows what a good tournament host I am. Because I was looking at the balance of power like, wait a minute. How is this? Like, all 3 Blood Knights are dead. Why is this not looking good? But the Fae Enchantress is dead. So this is actually a very, very close fight. The vampires are going to be looking really strong now. Damn, yeah, I totally misread that situation. But, you know, I'll still give something to Bretonnia, and that something is they still have a fairly big monopoly on mobility. It's just the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord and the Vargulf that can, you know, keep up with the Bretonian Cav at this point. And Bretonnia is slowly regrouping some of its units. You can see here they got some Spearmen at Arms. They got 2 Peasant Archers regrouping, one of them with Pox Arrows, so that's always nice to have. So I think if they're able to, you know, regroup some of these units in a fairly expeditious manner, they can try to mount some sort of comeback here. But yeah, it's gonna be tough. Other thing to note too, though, is like the Vargulf, it's super powerful, no doubt, and the Terror is going to be very hard to contend with. But 2 Paladins, you know, can make quick work of a Vargulf if they get a unopposed counter charge off on top of them. But I am inclined to say the vampire counts are looking like they're in a very strong position at this point in the battle. If the Fey Enchantress was here, I think it would be a totally different story, but I completely missed the fact that she died. Damn you, Hangover! Alright, but nice job here. Bretonian's able to successfully pull back another Spearman at Arms, and there's one more over here that they may be able to regroup with. And I think Bretonia should just play this as slowly as, you know, as patiently as they can, get all of their Spearmen back together before they, you know, attempt anything. But then again, maybe just go forward a little bit with the archers and start poking them. Vargulf and the Vampire Lord coming out here. Looks like they're trying to bait the Knights out into a charge. There are some isolated undead units that if the Bretonians can get on top of and eliminate, that would be nice. Because, you know, they really do want to eliminate as much of this chaff as they can while it's isolated. Especially these Spearmen, because the Spearmen are really the only infantry they have anything to worry about besides the Stalkers, I suppose, because they do have poison. Oh, another peasant mob, too. And these two players very evenly matched, it would seem. All 3 matches very close. And we'll see what happens here. As Butcherbird tries to claw his way back into it. Balance of power. Sliver of red still left into it. But without the Fey Enchantress to heal him up, the Bretonians are hurting. But maybe the vengeance in their heart will lead them to acts of incredible savagery against these bones. Alright. Keep an eye out for Scabs Rats. Alright, the 2 Paladins coming in. Looks like for a cheeky charge into a White King. There they go. Rail Knights charging in as well. Spearmen trying to go out and screen for them. Terror kicking in immediately as soon as the Vargulf got there. And Bretonian Knights and the Paladins should pull themselves out of the situation, I would say, and keep on focusing on the wings. Looks like these guys are pulling out. The Paladins are pulling out. Nice charge coming in here from the Grail Knights and the Knights of the Realm. Surround coming in. Grail Knights over here getting down too. And this is on the beta, so got to keep in mind the cavalry has patches in this tournament. So if there's any tournament or any patch where the Grail Knights can do this, it's this one. Alright, Peasant Bowmen firing away. Keeping pressure up on top of the undead forces in here. But will it be enough? Spearman arms looking like they're coming over here to engage the skeleton spearmen. Balance of power going further in favor of the undead forces here. Paladins need to be running. Let's go faster. Alright, here it comes. Heart piercing. Has been popped. One of the paladins is getting terror routed, and it looks like the Bretonnians are running out of steam. Undead forces starting to pick up the momentum over here. Bretonnians try to pick up what gains they can, eliminating these skeleton warriors that have been isolated. But with the paladins routing at the moment, it's going to be difficult to come back. Grail Knights turning around, playing some defense, and now the paladins and the Grail Knights going to be turning around and retreating from those engagements. Peasant Bowman getting some nice damage down on top of the Vargulf. It's going down. It has regeneration though, so got to keep that pressure up, otherwise it won't really matter. Over here, Blood Dragon Vampire Lord getting a huge damage on top of himself. These Grail Knights turn around and countercharged him. There goes a summon. Looks like the Grail Knights are going to see it very quickly though and start pulling around to remove themselves from the engagement, but the Paladins and the Grail Knights need to get the hell out of here. But the nice thing that it's doing here by having these units over here, they're presenting such a juicy target that these Peasant Bowmen are being able to continue firing unopposed. But yeah, it's a very risky gambit, and I think it might have just gone south. The Blood Dragon Vampire Lord can stay on top of these Grail Knights and Paladin with the Vargulf, then I think it's GG. But look at this, still over half health, these Grail Knights. Looks like they're coming out here. Oh, okay, yeah. We have 2 units of Grail Knights, some Knights of the Realm coming over here. And this is a very interesting situation, because it's the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord and the Vargulf out here by themselves almost. If the Bretonnians can catch them out here, maybe they can get something going. Because the Grail Knights hit hard. Invocation from the Heck going down on top of the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord. The Paladin is going to get routed off the map. I don't think there's any doubt about that. These Grail Knights over here, though, could turn around and charge into the Vargulf. And the Vargulf is going down like nobody's business. Just look at it. Critical binding, crumbling. These Grail Knights hitting the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord, pinning him in place. And the Vargulf could die right here, freeing up the Grail Knights. Oh yeah, look at this. These guys pulling off the combat while these ones get their charge into the Vargulf. Vargulf is still crumbling. Blood Dragon Vampire Lord getting a nice summon in there. That's going to make a big difference. Oh, but the Vargulf is down. Blood Dragon Vampire Lord popping heart piercing, so it looks like the Knights going to remove themselves from those engagements. And now, looks like Bretonnia might be wheeling around and coming over to these engagements, regroup with the remaining Spearman Peasant Mob and the Peasant Bowmen. But, oh man, a beautiful late game play, but I think this is still going to be a GG from here. There was a moment there where I thought he might be able to kill the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord as well as the Vargulf, but it just didn't work out. Those zombie summons clutch. But still, very big pickup for the Bretonnians here. Uh-oh, a little bit of careless micro there. That's going to cost him some models. Alright, here it is, a very big charge. Grail Knights diving in on both sides of the Konigstein Stalkers. Pulling out, heart piercing popped once again on top of the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord. The Grail Knights hitting him, giving it a little, and then turning around as quickly as possible to avoid taking damage. These Grail Knights are just a beautiful unit to see in action, especially when they're under the control of a good player. And Blood Dragon Vampire Lord, though, just still coming out and crushing models every time he charges in. Peasant Bowmen continuing to fire away. They actually have decent ammunition left on them, to be honest. Blood Dragon Vampire Lord is at his healing cap. I don't know, guys. What's gonna happen here? Let me know. Maybe I'm just, you know, getting excitable, but I feel like there's a possibility here. Because one thing you can never underestimate is just being able to choose your engagements, and the Bretonnians right now have that option. And the Grail Knights are, you know, immune to vigor, so they're all still fresh. They're not, like, losing their combat stats as the battle goes on. They're still in a good spot. Nice charge going into the White King there. And the vampires really need to deal with these blessed knights. Their flaming lances. Sabscrath going down. These Grail Knights going in for another big charge. Will they be able to get it off? This is crazy. Balance of power is still very much in favor of the vampires here, but if they can kill this... There goes one White King. Looks like this White King is going to go down for the count, chat. 242, 163, 152. Still crumbling, still crumbling, still crumbling. Still crumbling. There's a charge coming in. Yeah, okay, so one White King looks like he's going to go down. This is nuts. Let me know if you disagree, chat, but I'm having a blast seeing this right now because losing the Fae is a huge deal, but if Crowfather can pull this off, I think it just goes to show that he's like, yeah, eliminating 3 Blood Knights, you know, Grail Knights can still carry this battle, especially on the new patch. And that's how it should be. I mean, Grail Knights in lore and on the game, they're expensive as hell, and they're, you know, supposed to be the elite of the elite as far as knights go. And right here, they're demonstrating that. Win or lose, can't say they haven't done some great things. Alright, Knights of the Realm, one of them still left. And then 2 Grail Knights by the looks of it. Over here, Grail Knights getting a charge into the spears, but then saying, nah, never mind, let's pull out of here. And then Peasant Bowman getting into position to unleash some arrows. Alright, Stalkers getting charged. Nice. They were unbraced for the second charge there. Ooh, a beautiful Scabscrath though. Going through the Spearmen at Arms. Those White Kings just deadly. And the Grail Knights very much getting to their last legs. They are not looking healthy. Losing a model to 3 every charge it seems, and you know, they're running low. Spearmen charging in, but it looks like they may just charge in to rout immediately. And the Spearmen are out of ammunition. And so now, looking very much like the Grail Knights aren't going to be able to carry this to victory unless something crazy happens. Konigstein Stalkers still at critical binding, but that Invocation from the Heck is helping him a whole lot. Another summon! Man, I always forget how many summons they have. Peasant Bowman charging in. Grail Knights wheeling around. Knights of the Realm charging into the rear into some zombies. The Grail Knights coming back with them. You know, he's just fighting with everything he has. But it does look like Energize is going to get a very well-deserved victory in this best of 3. And holy hell, first semifinal of the day goes the distance. Last 2 battles both going close to the 20-minute mark. White King getting knocked back. Get away! Spearmen regrouping. Okay, Helm of Discord is on top of the Grail Knights. They should just get the hell out of this. Their stats are really bad at the moment, and it looks like this is going to be the moment where the Bretonnians concede defeat.
The lady's blessing is lost.
That was some massive braking and then swerving. Yeah, Murkoff. Some very good micro on both players' parts, especially the Gorell Knights here. Look at this. Holy shit. 20... Alright, so 2,074, 2,108, 3,251. 1, 2, 3 chevrons apiece. Bowman. Glorious. Fanchantress. Sorry, lady. But yeah, and then, you know, looking over here, Blood Knights did decent damage. One of them even paying for himself. But, yeah, other than that, it was just the White Kings and the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord with the Vargulf. But what a beautiful series. Seriously, GG's to both of these players. That was awesome. Seriously. All right, let's go find the other semifinal. My apologies to the other players who had to wait for such a long time as well. So, joining into that lobby now. All right, so Energize taking the first semifinal today in a 2-1 fashion, and now we are up with XMT Ice Power versus XMT Killer In You. So XMT Civil War ahead. So stay right there, chat. XMT Ice Power Total War. And XMT Killer In You. Killer In You. Okay, score is going to be 0-0, and factions are going to be Empire versus Dark Elves by the looks of it, which I am a-okay with. Yeah, Butcherbird, poor Faye, but those Grail Knights were played beautifully, man. Excellent games. Nothing to be ashamed of there, but yeah, I didn't even realize the Faye died. I thought you were just doing awesome in the first stage of that battle. I'm like, holy shit, all 3 Blood Knights are dead. Bertoni looking excellent, and then the chat's like, Faye is dead, and I was like, I missed that, and that's a very big deal. But here we go, starting with our blue player once again at the top of this best of 3. We got XMT Ice Power leading the Empire. We're going to see 1, 2, 3, and 4 units of Pistoliers on the field. For the infantry support, we're going to be seeing Spearmen with shields, Sigmar's Sons, Regiment of Renowned Swordsmen, and then 4 more regular old Spearmen with shields. We're going to have Empire Knights, looks like 3 of them in total with their shining plate armor. Up in the air we have 2 Paladins on top of Pegasus. One of them will have Hold the Line. Balthazar Gelt will be bringing Final Transmutation, Staff of Valans, and Arcane Conduit along with Evasion. Now for the artillery support here, we have some of my favorite artillery in the game, which is Hellblaster Volley Guns. Going to have 2 of them here up against the Dark Elves. Now, taking a look at the Dark Elf army brought by Ice Power Total War, it's a bit different than we're used to seeing. Not seeing that Marathi and the double Manticore. He is going up against Clanmate, so maybe he's switching it up to catch him off guard. Going to see 3 Bleak Swords in the center, 3 Black Orc Corsairs. Also going to be seeing some Sisters of Slaughter in the mix here. Now on the right flank, which will be quite heavy, we have 3 Cold One Knights, 2 Dark Riders with repeater crossbows. Malekith is the Lord. He will be on top of a Cold One himself. He's going to be bringing Gaze of Malice, Stand Your Ground, Soul Stealer, and that's going to be it. Now up in the air, supporting the left flank, which will just be 2 Dark Riders, we have a Manticore ready to dive into combat where necessary and cause that terror. So that rounds out both of our armies, and let's see them get into it. Good luck, have fun. Oh, Killer Inu is Dark Elf. Sorry, Ice Power's Empire. Yeah, it's Killer Inu that's Dark Elves. That's why I don't see the typical Ice Power build. Anywho, sorry for getting that backwards, but right now I do think Feral Manticore does have some trouble ahead with 2 Paladins and Balthazar in the air. They can triple team that guy, no problem. I don't think they have to worry about a Soul Stealer and the Repeater Crossbows. Over here, Pistoliers getting a nice volley into the Cold One Knights, but also taking a fat volley of bolts to the face, and that's never a pleasant experience. Balthazar coming out, baiting some fire from the Repeater Crossbows, but he isn't dodging very well at first. Okay, there he goes, picking it up. And looks like, yeah, he's going to be able to avoid a lot of those shots from the Repeater Crossbows. And he has enough speed at 111 to stay ahead of the Feral Manticore. So, yeah, I think it's 85 speed versus 105 speed. So this Pegasus is significantly faster than a Manticore. Alright, let's check in on this other flank here. Sisters of Slaughter and the Black Orc Corsairs getting into combat with the Spearmen. Empire Knights coming out for a nice charge, though. Going to knock back a lot of those Black Orc Corsairs. And then should be turning around from there. Dark Riders coming into support now. Sisters of Slaughter coming into the frontline engagements. But they are already taking a lot of damage. Alright, Hellblaster volley guns seem to be targeting Cold One Knights, as they should, just murdering models with every single volley. But the Cold One Knights are now coming back in force, and 2 of them are still full health. And this is the moment where the Dark Elves look like they might be overwhelming the Empire forces. Empire on the right flank, though, is still looking quite strong. Sisters of Slaughter and Black Orc Corsairs were not able to break through. But a big Soul Stealer going down on top of the Hellblaster volley gun and a few other Empire units. And now it does look like the Dark Elves have one on their right flank, crushing the Empire's left flank. So right now, Empire still has that balance of power advantage, though. Manticore is now, still chasing Balthazar Gelt. It's kind of a futile effort, and now the Paladins are coming over, I think, to... oh, never mind, they're chasing after their Repeater Crossbows. Pistoliers continuing to just run amok around the field. But now balance of power is starting to look a bit more even, and the Cold One Knights getting on top of the Empire Knights, knocking out one of those units. Black Orc Corsairs have finally just chewed through all the Spearmen and are getting on top of the Hellblaster volley gun. I think the other one has already been silenced for good. Yeah, there it is. Now, yeah, balance of power is really starting to shift the other way. Paladins coming to support Balthazar Gelt. Definitely think they need to do that. Manticore over here is something I feel like they should have prioritized a while ago. They had the opportunity to triple team it pretty much from minute 1 of the game. Now it looks like the Dark Elves are just slowly but surely clearing the way to victory. It looks like a final transmutation's coming down here. It's going to be upgraded as well on top of Malekith and some of his units. Not a lot of units got caught up in it, so it's doing some damage, but nothing too crazy. Manticore is going to be going down, though. Big Soul Stealer hitting all of the Empire captains and Balthazar Gelt, healing up Malekith. So balance power is still relatively even. Well, actually, I lied. It's pretty much squarely in favor of the Dark Elves now. Empire Knights able to get a counter charge off and also just look like they're in a good position there. Paladins were coming down for a charge into the Cold One Knights, but looks like they decided to go against that decision because decided to go against that decision. Nice phrasing. Anyways, Cold One Knights, full health over here. We're nearby, so I don't want to land the heroes in a position where they can get pinned onto the ground. Still have a relatively healthy unit of Empire Knights with 40 models. Some Empire State troops forming up here. But, yeah. Empire's going to have to get a really nice final transmutation here. Pistoliers, though, still have some good ammunition, and they're doing some decent damage against these Cold One Knights. That direct line of fire, very hard to dodge. Have some rampaging Cold Ones trying to come in here and get in combat with them, but it looks like the Pistoliers should be able to turn around in time. So can the Empire use the remaining Pistolier ammo here to get something going? They should be able to eliminate Sisters of Slaughter, perhaps. Empire Knights over here taking care of some isolated Black Art Corsairs. Really nice to see all the players today really focusing on cleaning up the units they can clean up with the low risk factor, just to, you know, keep on getting those little gains. And just like that, those little gains start to matter, and the Empire now right back into the balance of power with the Dark Elves. So we'll see what happens here. The Pistoliers, you know, really proving to be a deciding factor here in the middle game. We got some Pistoliers coming in for a charge on top of the Bleak Swords. I love it. Honestly, go charge these Bleak Swords now. Get a surround on them. Alright, Pistoliers coming forward. Looks like they're about to get some shots off. Yep, there they go, firing into the Cold One Knights. Alright, Staff of Valance has been popped. So I'm guessing we'll see another final transmutation up here soon. Alright, Pistoliers continuing to just flex that ranged dominance in the battlefield now. There's no more repeater crossbows to, you know, contend with them. Dark Elf's going to be screening forward with their infantry. Empire Knights coming in, though, going to get a nice charge into those Black Orc Corsairs, knock them over, and then immediately turn around. Alright, Pistoliers diving into the Sisters of Slaughter, knocking them on their asses. Alright, looks like some of the Pistoliers getting a bit greedy. Empire Knights, oh no, they charged into Malekith and got countercharged by the Cold One Knights, who have stand your ground popped. Here comes the big, oh, it's probably another final transmutation upgraded. It is final transmutation upgraded on top of Malekith. That's going to scare these Cold One Knights off quite a bit. It's an extended effect duration. That is really going to be sucking the health out of these Dark Elf forces, and the Empire might be making a comeback here. Malekith losing health quickly. Balthazar Gelt feeling confident enough to get into the mix of things. We have Pistoliers coming in here to shoot the Cold One Knights in the rear, but the Empire Knights have just routed, so now Balthazar and the Paladins have no cavalry support for themselves. Rampage going down on top of the Cold One Knights, and Malekith is suddenly resurgent. Balthazar thought he was coming down to finish off Malekith, but Malekith has shown that he is made of tougher stuff than Balthazar Gelt, I guess, gave him credit for. And now he is trying his damnedest to get up in the air and out of here. Pistoliers coming in, trying to help him. Balthazar Gelt, very low on health. Will he be able to get up into the air? He's right there. Oh, there he goes. He's making a break for it. Balthazar Gelt looking like he's going to be able to get back up in the air. Does Malekith have enough magic for another Soul Stealer? Balance of power significantly in favor of Dark Elves now. Alright, Arcane Conduit and Staff of Valance both popped. Malekith getting really isolated. He realizes it and is now turning back to his infantry, which is going to open up to him some shots in the ass. But now the Pistoliers have gone silent. No ammunition for them left. This other unit does have some, though. And these Cold Knights are like, shit! This again.
Blood! The gods have abandoned us!
Alright, Cold Knights look like they're going to be going down for the count. There they goes the rout. Pistoliers have finished them off. Going in for an actual charge now. Try to save on some ammunition, I imagine. Just like that, the balance of power is going back towards even once again. Man, the semifinals today, I'm sorry I made them wait 30 minutes. Because, man, they just must have been chomping at the bits to get going. Maybe they were just like mentally preparing, and that's why they're all playing so wonderfully. Oh, so cool when they're walking forward.
Bring it down!
Looks like another Staff of Elan's going off, trying to get that final transmutation upgraded, recharged. If he gets one more final transmutation, yeah, he can very, very easily win this if it's placed right. But Malekith, I'm still wondering if he's just been waiting for enough power to recharge to get another Soul Stealer down, because that would be a game changer and it could potentially kill Balthazar Gelt, or at least get him to rout. So this is a game where both players have access to like one of those ace in the hole type spells that I'm just not sure which one of them is gonna have access first, which one's, you know, going to get a good engagement. Like, it can really just go any way. And it looks like our Dark Elf player now deciding to kind of go with the defensive geometry formation in the late game, since he does have to contend with cavalry on multiple sides. And there he goes into the Spearmen first. Paladin rear charging Malekith. I don't know if there's a Soul Stealer. Here comes that final transmutation though. And it's going to be not upgraded, but it's going to be enough to finish off Malekith and his forces. A GG to the Empire led by Ice Power. Very nice comeback to take this away from Killer Inu, but also just a beautiful game. Killer Inu there as well. GG to both players. I've been here, Black Knight. Gonna be a good Saturday afternoon indeed. Where have you been? Nice Hellblaster Valley gun action. The Pistoliers doing wonderful things. Empire Knights, one of them doing well, the other one's kind of getting shut down a bit. Balthazar Gelt, great work there with the final transmutations. Malekith doing good work. Sisters of Slaughter left me wanting a bit. I think I just prefer Witch Elves myself. Cold One Knights honestly got countered pretty hard there with the pistols. The Pistoliers did some good work against them. Manticore didn't really perform much, and the repeater crossbows got, you know, a couple good volleys here and there, but it really wasn't game changing. So good game to both players. But Ice Power, nice Empire build, going up against his favorite faction, the Dark Elves, and I honestly won't be surprised at all if we see him if we see him choose Dark Elves in round 2 of this battle. That's crazy. Yeah, Gelt gets a possible 3 overcast final transmutations in super long games because of how much magic he's access to. Because an overcast final transmutation is what, 8 winds of magic? 8 butch bird, yeah, GG indeed. Getting my cheeks clapped by Dactyron ladder. Got all high ready to test out a build and boom. Happens to the best of us. Don't know if you watched the stream yesterday. I got blown out of the water pretty much non-stop. Alright, Dark Elves on Prague. Cool. Banning Bretonia and Greenskin. So, what did I say, chat? Ice Power bringing the Dark Elves, his main faction, for the second round. So, no Bretonia, no Greenskins. Could see a Lizardman. Perhaps we'll see. Maybe he'll go Empire. Otherwise, trying to think what else is fairly common against the Dark Elves. A Wood Elf pick wouldn't be super surprising to me. I think the only thing that really surprised me would be Dwarfs. But I've also seen that before. But here's what I'm hoping. Norska. Yeah, 28 winds of magic, Cyrus. So he can do that 3 times. Which is shit. So, what's 90 minus 6? 84 winds of magic. 84 winds of magic. And then he can do it 1 time regular, which would be 92. 102 winds of magic is what he has access to in a long battle. That's crazy. It's a lot of magic. Hey, Red Wedding Planner, thank you for the follow, man. Glad you decided to make the leap and become a follower of this channel. Bat me to Wood Elves. VP and change map. Hell yeah, so we got vampire counts. Let's see if he represents them better than I did last night in my drunken stupor. Well, and here we go. Getting into round 2 rather quickly there. Always nice to keep the pace of the battles quick. So here we are, XMT Ice Power bringing the Dark Elves this time, his main faction, and XMT Killer Inu bringing the Vampire Coast. Alright, starting with the Vampire Coast first. Let's see what we have. Looks like we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 5 units of zombie deckhand mob with 2 deckhand mob with polearms. Going to have 4 units of bombers, 2 units of handguns, and the Lamprey's Revenge Rotting Prometheans. Okay, now taking a look at the leadership for this army, it does look like we have Count Noctilus on top of a Necrotect Colossus. What the hell is it called? I can never remember. Anyways, gonna have Necrofex Colossus or some shit. Captain Roth's Moondial, Wraith Storm, Arcane Conduit, Invocation of Nehek, and Drowned Dead. Oh, I love this model. Now, I think that rounds out this army with the exception of the 3 mortars and 1 carronade that I failed to mention. Alright, now for the Dark Elves. Going to have a very interesting build. Ice Power's an interesting guy after all. We got Dark Riders, 3 of them, all of them with shields. We have 2 Black Art Corsairs. Got ourselves a Supreme Sorceress with the Lore of Fire, riding a Dark Pegasus. Going to be bringing the Burning Head, Flaming Sword of Ruin, Fireball, Kindle Flame, and Arcane Conduit. And then we're going to have Shades! Going to have Shades with dual weapons, 1, 2. 3, 4, 5? Okay, no, so 4 Shades with dual weapons and 4 Shades. So a whole lot of Vanguard skirmish infantry. And we will see how this goes. There's a lot of armor piercing in here, so the Lamprey's Revenge will have to watch out. And the mortars are going to have something go spot for this vampire army, but until then, they're not going to really have any targets to shoot at besides the Black Orc Corsairs because all these Shades will be invisible. Yeah, just a bunch of Shades. Four Shades and 4 Shades with dual weapons. Diada J, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying this Shade army. Not something you get to see very often, so pretty cool to see the Dark Elves bringing it here. Ice Power, an excellent Dark Elf player, so I guess when you're at the comfort level you are like he is with them, you can start bringing some more atypical builds. First fireball of the game going down. It looks like it's targeting artillery, if I had to guess. Indeed it did. It did not destroy a mortar, though. So we're going to be swinging a miss for that first fireball, it would seem. Carronade's opening fire onto the Dark Rider, so nice targeting by the Vampire Coast right now. I like that they are choosing those units well here. Over here, Shade's opening fire on the zombie gunnery mob with bombs. And the mortars, now that they've seen the Shades, are beginning to open fire. So far, no good connections. Bombs getting focused by these 2 Shades. They're just going below half health now. And this is a very interesting tactic. Ooh, Burning Head coming through here. It's getting on top of the artillery crews. Ouch! Burning one of them pretty much out of existence. Another one not doing too hot either. Dark Elves looking pretty good so far. Alright, Dark Riders with shields coming into the mix. Getting their hands in the proverbial cookie jar. Supreme Sorceress getting a bit too close to the Lamprey's Revenge, in my opinion. These guys do have armor-piercing rounds and are firing at her. Wraith Storm coming down too. And not going to be a very good connection. On top of that, Pegasus Lord is quite fast and avoiding a lot of that inbound fire. Alright, Shades. Looking like they're doing well, to be completely honest. Like, right now, this Lamprey's Revenge is in a position where it's just going to melt to this armor-piercing fire from the Shades on both sides of it. Mortars just aren't getting enough damage done quickly enough, and from what I've seen, it's only Black Orc Corsairs and Dark Riders that are routing. The Shades are still doing quite well for themselves, and as you can see, Lamprey's Revenge may very well go down for the count in the near future here. They're still crumbling. Invocation of the Heck going on. They're trying to help them. They just reached critical binding again, but yeah, balance of power staying in favor of the Dark Elves for now. Alright, first Shade getting terror routed there. Another burning head. Looks like it's going to catch the handguns. Bye-bye handguns. Not going to be catching any other undead forces by the looks of it, but still very nice magic use so far by the Supreme Sorceress. She's been doing excellent work for the Dark Elves. Lamprey's Revenge still in the fight. Their healing cap is coming up, but, you know, 9 models are doing okay. But right now, I just don't see the vampires with anything to chase down these Shades, and these Shades are just slowly but surely draining all of the vampire arsenal. Noctilus is now coming forward, trying to get in a position where he can be shooting him. Looks like he's also trying to stay in the forest a bit. Not a bad decision. A Wraith Storm coming down after the Supreme Sorceress of Fire once again. Ooh, Cannonball getting a nice hit. And once again, the Wraith Storm not doing the most, but would definitely prefer to see those on top of units of Shades, I think. Lamprey's Revenge looking pretty bad. Zombie Summon trying to zone out these Shades, but the Shades are coming back, looking like they may be getting some supporting fire in there. Not sure. Lamprey's Revenge is crumbling. Count Noctilus now getting into a position where he has multiple Shades firing at him as well. And I think this is going to be GG. The Shade build. Going to pull it off. He ain't going down without a fight, that's for damn sure. Excellent games to both players. Ice Power there, flexing his Dark Elf muscles with a very, very stylish, cool Shade build. All of the Shades doing wonderful for themselves. And like I say, you know, the Black Orc Corsairs and the Dark Riders taking the brunt of the damage, but Shades just dominating there. Really, really interesting build. Well played to Ice Power Total War. And XMT Killer Inu, another excellent player. Better luck in the following tournaments, my friend. And go root your clanmate on in the final, so you can at least say you lost to the champion of the tournament. Alright, so now we have the finalist, Ice Power Total War, going up against Energized. Excuse me. We can just invite Killer Energized in here. Alright, and while they're getting here to get ready, I'm going to go grab some more water, and I'll be right back. And we're back, and hey, Murphalurf raiding with a party of 18. Thank you so much, my friend. Good to see you, lover. Gastrel, welcome to the stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Good to see all of you here. Hope you're having a good time wherever you may be. And hope you're ready for the final best of 3 of today's stream. We got XMT Ice Power up against Energized. Now, looks like Ice Power is going Greenskins, banning Vampire Council Lizardmen. Energized going, excuse me, with a Beastman counter pick. So let's update those faction picks and get to it. We're going to throw in a Wurzag title card for our Greenskin player, and let's throw in some Minotaur action for the Beastman scorecard. One of the only other Warhammer multiplayer streamers on the platform. Yeah, there's few of us, but we're proud. We're a proud content creator group, the Warhammer multiplayer content creators. Change it back, rooting for Ice Daddy, I see. We're proud. We are proud content creators. Alright, what's going on? Okay, this looks like Althor Outskirts is the map. And I'm excited to see the 2 armies here. Beastmen obviously getting a lot stronger in their recent DLC. And Torox the Brass Bull has been a popular pick against the Greenskins from what I've seen in recent tournaments. Got that fire damage. He's a crazy wrecking ball. And if he gets on top of, you know, Grom the Paunch, a River Troll Hag, a unit of trolls, whatever it may be, he can just crush those units that have a weakness to fire. Alright, Butcherbird rooting for Energized. You can always get them with pride. Pragmat. Yeah, I mean, can't diss on the YouTube folks right now. There's 9 of them watching right now, 45 people on Twitch, so thank you to my YouTube viewers out there as well. But yeah, Twitch been my bread and butter. Or wise, the chosen few. Yes, there's 10 chosen few YouTube viewers. I do feel like my video quality on YouTube looks worse than on Twitch too, like when I watch replays. But may it be that's just my imagination. Finest quality stream would definitely have way more viewers on YouTube. It's on YouTube right now too, Morkoth. I have 10 viewers on YouTube and 43 on Twitch. Oh, YouTube allows you to rewind? Yeah, well, it's on YouTube too. So if you want to go watch it there, feel free. Because I do notice that you're chatting from Twitch, so if you didn't know, it's there. Not nearly as long as on Twitch. Just a couple months ago, really. Because I used to upload videos to YouTube, and then I just, like, got way more busy, you know, got more responsibilities and stuff, so I just didn't have time to edit videos together anymore, and yeah, I just decided I'd start live streaming on YouTube as well as Twitch for now, until I either get a full-time editor or, find more time in my life. Because I'm sure the YouTube channel, our audience probably preferred when I uploaded individual battles all the time. And I do miss when I did that. That was definitely a better way to get more views. And put the battles into more digestible, bite-sized, you know, pieces for people to enjoy the content for. Kelgar Iron Fist. Okay, bye Twitch. You made the switch. Less letters to type to get the URL for Twitch. That's true. Alright, here we go, guys. Army blocker off. Round 1 of this best of 3 final between XMT Ice Power and Energized. It's going to be Greenskins taking on the Beastmen for round 1. And whoever wins, the Empire loses because they're on the outskirts of Altdorf. Go Greenskins, crump the gits. Guess we know who you're rooting for, Jeff the Jar. Okay. HW. Alright, and here we are starting with our blue player as we are at the top of this best of 3. And let's cover this the Skirmishers first. So we're going to have 4 Goblin Spider Rider Archers. Looks like 2 of them, 2 Wolf Rider Archers, including Mogrim's Mage and Marauders, 4 Forest Goblin Spider Riders. We're also going to be seeing Savage Orc Biggins, 2 of them. Looks like 2 Goblins, and then another 2 Savage Orc Biggins, bringing it to a total of 4. We're then going to be seeing a Giant River Troll Hag and a Goblin Big Boss. Giant River Troll Hag with Spirit Leech Mither, and the Goblin Big Boss going to be bringing Nate Stabbin'. And then for the leadership, we also are going to be seeing a Goblin Great Shaman on top of a Ragnarok Spider coming into the battlefield. Going to be seeing Don't Even Try It, along with Arcane Conduit and Vindictive Glare. So, that rounds out our Greenskin army. Time to take a look at the Beastmen. And the Beastmen army will be consisting of a front line of Goreherd with shields. It looks like we're going to have 5 of them, including the Blackhorns Ravagers on the far right flank. Backing them up, we are going to be seeing some Razor Goreherd, and Torox the Brass Bull will indeed be leading this army into battle. Now, Torox is going to be bringing Brass Body, Blood Beast, Rune Tortured Axes, Slaughterer's Call, and Blood Greed. And then, as if that wasn't terrifying enough, we have a Jabberslythe in the mix, going to be coming in here. We have Poison Warhounds in the rear with a single unit of Harpies with 1 Chevron. We're going to have regular unit of Centaurs in the rear, 2 on the left flank with a Poison Warhound. So, that rounds up both of our armies. Am I missing something for the Beastmen, or did they not bring magic? It looks like they did bring magic. I'm just missing something. So Bray Shaman of Wild going to be over here on top of a Tusk Gore Chariot. We have Viletide, and I think it was Bray Scream, but it disappeared on me. Yep, Bray Scream and Viletide along with the Jagged Dagger. On Bestial Surge. So here we go, Jabberslythe and Torox the Brass Bull. Greenskin Skirmishers coming out. They noticed these Centaurs coming out, so these Skirmishers are going to be pulling back. I think the Greenskins are going to have, limited success with their Skirmishers because the Beastmen here do have effective tools to counter them. They got shielded infantry, Centaurs, and Poison Warhounds to threaten them and screen for them, so right now it looks like the Beastmen doing a good job on the approach, but we'll see. These Savage Orc Big Guns being the mainline infantry of the Greenskins, I think it's going to be tough for the Beastmen to contend with. The Goreherd can kill goblins, but they won't stand a chance against Savage Orc Biggins, and the Savage Orc Biggins obviously going to be at a nice advantage against the Jabberslythe and Torox the Brass Bull as well. So, too early to tell. Balance of power in favor of the Beastmen so far, though. Right now, it does look like we're seeing Centaurs coming out for a charge into the Forest Goblin Spider Riders. They're winning that combat, no problem. Goblins are coming forward to support, though. Doesn't look like they're going to get there in time to turn the tide, and the Forest Goblin Spider Riders are going to begin a rout. Gore Herd coming in for a counter charge. Right now, Goblins turning away. Savage Orcs coming in for a unopposed charge against the Gore Herd. But there is a Jabber Scythe in the mix, and it is coming into play. Torox the Brass Bull running deep into the center of enemy line. He has Brass Body Pot for that huge ward save of 40%. But then he's also getting, don't even try, they need stab. And there's too many things going on for me to mention them all. Over here, Vile Tide coming in, doing some nice damage to the Savage Orc Biggins. Savage Orcs in the center, as I was mentioning, you know, if they get in a one-on-one engagement, even against the ROR Blackhorns Ravagers, Savage Orc Biggins are going to dominate that combat. Their weapon strength is just insanely high. Over here, Centaurs going toe-to-toe with Forest Goblin Spider Riders. Greenskins do have archer support, so that might turn the fight in their favor, but we'll have to come back and see because the center of this engagement is pretty crazy right now. Savage Orc Biggins coming in to support the Arachnarok Spider. Jabber Scythe going toe-to-toe with it, but taking some serious damage now, especially once the Savage Orcs got in there. Wah has been popped, and now you can see the balance of power has shifted in favor of the Greenskins. Torox the Brass Bull is taking some serious damage, but could this Centaur charge that is breaking the Savage Orcs turn the tide back in favor of the Beastmen? Right now, those Greenskin Skirmishers, though, getting a lot of damage with their arrows. Torox the Brass Bull, with his fire damage, looks like he's trying to make a target out of the River Troll Hag. Oh, but there he goes. So now he's turning around going after the Goblin Shaman, but Goblin Shaman's pretty tough. But oh no, look at this. The Beastmen getting a nice round. A lot of infantry pouring in here. Terror kicking in. Top of the Savage Orc Biggin. Can the Beastmen do this? Balance of power still in favor of the Greenskins. Look at this. Goblin Great Shaman taking some serious damage. Beastmen, they're in the rough spot in the balance of power, but as you can see, they're starting to rout a lot of key units. Goblin Big Boss in a bad spot. Giant River Troll Hag is now having to go toe-to-toe with Torox the Brass Bull in single combat, and is terror routing. And I don't know why I said single combat, because you have a Bray Shaman and a Jabber Scythe over here helping out. So, yeah, and look at that. There goes the Spider. Ice Powers, Goblin Great Shaman getting routed now, and with all these Centaurs on its ass, it is not going to be able to escape the Beastman's clutches. And just like that, what a back and forth game, but I don't see the Greenskins bringing it back now. That all three of their heroes are routing and being chased. Except for, I guess, never mind, Goblin Big Boss. Oh, never mind, he's going to be routing again soon because these Harpies are harassing him, and nobody likes getting harassed by a bunch of flying women with sharp claws and shrill voices. Alright, Forest Goblin Spider Riders pulling away. It looks like the Goblin Great Shaman may... Yep, there he goes. He stopped routing. Goblin Big Boss is now regrouping with him. And suddenly it's, you know, the Greenskins' turn to start regrouping. And holy hell, are we going to have it switch right back again? Alright, Harpies coming in to try to pin these units in place. Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers should go down for the count there, with Harpies hitting them in the rear along with the Poison Warhounds. And a nice play from the Beastmen. Every little bit counts here, and these players are, you know, fighting with the last of what's left in their army. So, no healing for either army to be had. So this is interesting. Vindictive Glare, though, going to be very dangerous for both Torox and the Jabber Scythe. More so the Jabber Scythe, because it doesn't have much armor to speak of. Only 60. Razor Gore Herd rampaging, getting stuck in combat with the Savage Orc Biggins, who are in turn smashing them to bits with the choppers. And now it looks like we're going to be seeing the Greenskins coming at the Beastmen in a head-on engagement. They still have their ranged cavalry on the flank firing in there, hurting the Beastmen leadership, but right now the balance of power is looking really daunting for the Greenskins, I imagine. Over here, big charge from the Jabberslide, but then a big old Vindictive Glare into its flank. It only has 718 HP left on it, and this is a close fight. Make no mistake, chat. Goblin Great Shaman can still turn this around, no doubt in my mind. We got the Goblin Big Boss coming in to fight. A big old charge animation from the Jabberslide, though, just sending it deep into the Greenskin backline. Everything is routing, though. It looks like the Jabberslide might go down, but the Goblin Big Boss on one side of Torox and the Goblin Great Shaman on the other. Now, they don't have friendly units supporting them, but they need stab and has been popped on top of Torox the Brass Bull. And if he goes down here, it could be a Greenskin game again. Are you kidding me? This is insanity. Torox the Brass Bull losing health. Vile Tide popped by the Bray Shaman, who is now coming into combat. Oh, a somersault from Torox the Brass Bull, but he gets knocked over by the Arachnarok Spider there. Bray Shaman in the mix now. Jagged Dagger has been procced. This is insane. Balance of power is still squarely in favor of the Beastmen, but this is definitely a fight that can go right back to the Greenskins in a moment if Torox the Brass Bull gets eliminated. Right now, though, he's turning his attention to the Goblin Great Big Boss, and a big hit. Valiant defeat to Ice Power Total War there. The Beastmen pulling it off in a very, very close fight. I love to see that kind of fight. So well played by both players. Savage Orc Biggins doing some good work. Force Goblin Spider Riders look like they did get shut down pretty hard by the Centaur play, but the Skirmishers getting some nice value. Torox the Brass Bull, beastly. And the Centaurs just utilized very, very well there. Same with the Harpies. I liked it all. Great game to both players, and it really came down to just leadership duels across the board. Like, a lot of swings in the balance of power there. I guess one major swing, but still just a beautiful game. Excited to see what happens in round 2. But now, Ice Power Total War. It's at a 0-1 deficit, and Energized is on match point. Yeah, great fight, Jeff the Jar. Yeah, Big Boss did not stab hard enough. That's the thing, Torox is just such a beast. There's so many times I see him so low on health and you're like, oh, he's gonna go down, and then he'll just like turn around and be like, nope. Moo. Looks like we got alright, we got Lizardmen for Energized, and I believe, if memory serves me correct, yeah, Lizardmen, the main faction of Energized. He's a great Lizardman player, so we will see how he does here. And I just changed Ice Power's faction instead. But let's go and get that updated. Alright, Prague is the map. I think that Torox costs only as much as Grombrindle. With all of his items, he's quite expensive. But I guess I'd have to go check that. I don't use Grombrindle or Torox in my Beastman or Dwarf builds. Alright, Lizardman banning Vampire Coast and Tomb Kings. And we will see what Ice Power picks. Wouldn't be surprised if we see the Lizard or the Dark Elves here. He's fighting for his life. Gotta stay in the final. So imagine we're going to see the faction he's most comfortable with. But Empire is also a pretty good faction to go up against the Lizardmen with. And we have seen him play that before in today's tournament. Oh, the rats! Ice power. Going for an ancient grudge match. One of the oldest grudges in the game. The Lizardmen and the Skaven. Alright, energized. Confirming he's ready. Alright, here we are, loading into the battle, round 2 and match point for energized. Alright, since it is round 2, we're going to start with our red player, Energized Army. Once again, he is on match point. We have 4 skink cohort. Get the cohort of... why can't I think of their name? Cohort of Sotek. And another unit of red-crested skinks alongside them. Got 2 chameleon stalkers down here on the field. Like to see them against the Skaven. 2 feral cold ones. 2 Bastillodons, both of them with the Arc of Sotek. Got a single unit of Croxigar. The Umbral Tide, just beautiful paint job on that unit. And then we have Coatl up in the air. Going to be giving hidden to all the units beneath it. So we'll see who it decides to fly over. I like Coatl. He's pretty. Anyway, for the remainder of this army, we do have Tic-Tac-Toe up on top of his Pterodon. He's going to be bringing with him Master of the Skies and the Drop Sphere of Stepark. And then I think that rounds it out, besides our Skink Priest of Beast with the Transformation of Kadon and Falak of Doom. So a very cool Lizardmen army, to be sure. Now, for the Skaven forces, we're going to have a front line consisting of 5 Skaven slaves. Just kidding, 4 Skaven slave spears and 1 Skaven slave. Then we're also going to be seeing Poison Wind Globadiers, Clan Rat Spears, looks like we have 3 of them, Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers, the Council Guard Storm Vermin, and 3 units of Rattling Guns. We have some Rat Ogres backing them up. It looks like 3 of them to be precise, providing that mass and armor piercing. And then for the leadership, we're going to be seeing a single assassin out front. He's going to be bringing Assassin's Trophy and the Rival Hide Talisman. And then we are going to be seeing a Gracier of Ruin, going to be bringing Arcane Conduit, Warpstone Scroll, Death Frenzy, Howling Warp Gale, and the dreaded 13th spell, along with Unholy Clamor. So here it goes. The Skaven go up against the Lizardmen. Alright, over here, as you can see, all the units that are in the AoE are hidden, but Quaddle not protecting the Kroxigor at the moment. And the Umbral Tide and the Feral Cold One staying back. Looks like they're going to be playing it cautiously. I'm going to be curious to see what the targeting is on the Umbral Tide. Alright, Tic-Tac-Toe and the Chameleon Stalkers are vanguarded pretty far off to the flank there. We'll see where they're going. It looks like they might be trying to go into the back lines and get their volleys off either against the Rat Ogres or maybe the Rattling Guns. Not quite sure yet, but it looks like for now they're playing it patiently. Quaddle getting focused by one of the Rattling Guns. And I'm guessing the Warpstone Scroll or Howling Warp Gale will be here any moment. And Quaddle's got to be careful. There goes the Warpstone Scroll or Howling Warp Gale extended. It's overcast, so this guy's going to be pinned in place for quite a while, and he's in range of 2 Rattling Guns. This is a very bad position for Quaddle to be on, especially this early in the game. And you can see its health just melting away. The the Rattling Guns just doing so much damage. And already you can see the Chameleon Stalkers also getting caught with the charge by the Rat Ogres in the rear. And Quaddle may just be down for the count here. Upgraded extended duration, he still can't move. Absolutely devastating. And we've seen a Chain Lightning going down over here. Holy hell, that Chain Lightning actually doing a ton of work on top of the Council Guard. Quaddle still running away. It's not shattered just yet, but man, that was a devastating play. The Skaven don't have the lead in the balance of power in spite of it. So we'll see what happens. Tic-Tac-Toe doing a lot of damage here. Going into combat against these Rat Ogres with the Chameleon Stalker supporting them. I do love me some Tic-Tac-Toe, not gonna lie. Distilling on with the art of Sotek. Kind of getting a bit too tied up in the front line for my liking. I would like to see them push forward. They're doing some good work, though, with those snake summons. Over here, the dreaded 13th spell going down, though, on top of the Kroxigor and the cohort of Sotek. And these Kroxigor are suddenly in a very, very bad position. Alright, balance of power going in favor of the Skaven at this point. Umbral Tide, though, coming up into position to start belching fire into the rats. So we'll see if they can turn the tide here. They're still full health, full ammunition. It looks like they've only shot 1 round off. And here comes the first volley, and it's going at the Council Guard, doing a lot of damage. They do have good armor, which is going to resist a lot of it, but yeah, a couple more volleys, and I imagine the Council Guard will be down for the count, although I would like to see them targeting, honestly, Rat Ogres and the Gracier. But we'll see what happens. Looks like another volley going in. The Skaven still have that edge in the balance of power. Right now, though, forget about the Council Guard. Just shoot other units that you can rout. You need to start making sure these units don't overwhelm you. Over here, Flock of Doom upgraded coming in from the Skink Priest. Quaddle coming back into the fight, keeping a healthy distance. Oh, Feral Cold One's on top of the Assassin. Nice. This is the epitome of value. 450 Cold One Feral Cold Ones eliminating an Assassin because he won't be able to go toe-to-toe with him. Rival High Talisman did just go down, though, and that's going to bring their melee attack down to 0. So, yeah, Assassin going to have a little bit of an easier time for a while there. Over here, the Umbral Tide getting into position. Energized once again, showing his affinity for the Salamander Hunting Pack unit. Assassin going down for the count, though. Over here, Rattling Guns opening fire. Once again, Quaddle, just keep your distance, you know. One more Howling Warp Gale and, you know, Rattling Guns getting a volley off would be more than enough to kill him off. But here comes Quaddle into combat now, getting some terror on top of the Skaven Slaves. Oh, I love the changes to the attack animation. Alright. Manticore getting summoned. That's going to help out the Lizardmen a lot in the balance of power. And now that Terror is going right after the Rattling Guns. Energize playing this very, very well right now. Ice Power needing to pick up some ground if he wants to stay in this final. Because otherwise it's looking like the Lizardmen are getting to a pretty strong position in the battle as we approach the 6-minute marker. Fireballs coming at the Rat Ogres. That Rat Ogre just taking one to the face. And then to the bleh, dead. Took a fireball straight to the dome, bro. Alright, Grayseer coming back here. Ark of Sotek throwing down some snakes. Very, very curious to see if the Skaven can bring this back. Oh, Poison Wind Globadiers getting a volley off into the Umbral Tide. That is devastating. Even just one volley hurts there. You know, they have that Poison Wind. Does the damage over time. Alright, Skink Priest over here. And the Bastillodon with the Ark of Sotek is getting surrounded. Terror kicking in, though. And the Grace here running away from the Rat Ogres at the moment. Looks like he's trumming over here to try to get on top of Tic-Tac-Toe. Unholy Clamor has been popped. Oh! The fireballs from the Umbral Tide coming in. They've taken damage, but they're still high on models and on ammunition. Rat Ogres over here are charging after him. Going just as quick as their mutated arms and legs will carry him. Rattling Guns struggling to stay in the fight. There they go, shattered. Tic-Tac-Toe going in for a charge. Rat Ogres, though, and the Gracier of Ruin both getting on top of Tic-Tac-Toe right now. And if he has enough magic, I don't know if he will, because he's probably saving it for the last dreaded 13th spell, if I had to guess. That's probably the spell I would want to save up for to try to win this game. Over here, Rat Ogres struggling against Coatl, and yeah, this is bad engagement for them. They're going to get terror routed in no time. They need to run away. It'll be hard, but that's the only chance they have. Ah, oh, Coatl is coming in and smashing Rat Ogres. And here comes the fireballs. Rat Ogres getting the terror route. Over here, Howling Warpgill popped on top of Tic-Tac-Toe and Coatl. Now the Rat Ogres and the Gracier going after the Bastillodon, Ark of Sotek. Umbral Tide firing into those Rat Ogres, doing heinous amounts of work. Sotek is so proud. And it looks like, in spite a very valiant effort from the Skaven, I don't think they're going to be able to pull this off. Oh! Dropping that Spear of Tepak, killing off 2 models of Rat Ogres. Coatl getting into the mix too. Oh my goodness, Coatl. What kind of health do you have? 629. The attack animations are pretty insane. And the Umbral Tide is getting a lot of fireballs on top of the Gracier. But it looks like Coatl may go down for the count. I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, this is going to be a GG. Well played, Energized, taking that final in a 2-0 fashion with some very excellent games against a very tough opponent who played very well himself. So, huge shout out to both of these guys. That was awesome. Anti-air guns doing work, yeah. Kelgar Iron Fist. Salamanders are the best. Right face. Natural 1 on the reflex save. Yeah, that Rat Ogre taking a fireball to the face and just like falling over backwards, dead as a doornail, was quite funny to me. But yeah, Rattling Guns, 1,000 value there, 754, 1,000. Poison Wind Globadiers not doing too much. Rat Ogres definitely doing their job in that fight. Assassin got shut down pretty hard. Gracier of Ruin did some good work. And Coatl, in spite of getting shut down pretty hard there in the beginning of the game, or at least we thought he was shut down, he came back and was actually a valuable asset in the late game there. So, Umbral Tide, beautiful plays by them. Arc of Sotek, like to see it being used now in the meta. I've heard from plenty of players that it's a very useful tool now and not just a main. Feral Cold Ones, always nice to see them on the fight. Yeah, they got some good value, especially the ones who are killing off the assassin. And then, yeah, I mean, other than that, it was just a great game. I really enjoyed all of the games today, so thank you very much to all of these players for signing up and playing and testing out the beta. Let me know if you have any feedback or thoughts on the beta in the Discord once we finish up the tournament. But huge shout out to Ice Power. Better luck next time, my friend. Excellent player. And a huge congratulations to Energize for winning the 4th tournament of the HWL-8.2 season. That's going to be leading to a single faction playoff coming up on November 6th. So winners of these tournaments will secure a position in that single faction playoff. It is separate from the Season 8 playoffs, which will be happening on October 23rd. So stay tuned for more info on those. Fresh Recruit League Season 6 playoffs will be coming up next week or the week after. No, going to be a week after next week. Tomorrow is the final Fresh Recruit League Season 6 qualifying tournament, so make sure you're signing up if you're a new player and trying to secure a position in the playoffs. But very fun back and forth matches across the board. I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. These were on the beta Cav patch, Ward of Monksy, so we saw some good Cav play today. I enjoyed it. Everything looked like it was working well to me. I think the game's in a really good spot. Even just the live version minus the Cav fix, I think is in a great spot without all the bugs, the fireball, the AoE, the chariot bugs. Like, everything to me is warning beautifully, and this live or this beta is awesome. So I can't wait till it's in the live version of the game so we can all play quick battles and have, glorious Grail Knight charges again. But yeah, stay tuned, guys. I'll have more content out for you soon. The next thing I'll be streaming will be part 2 of the Clan War Cup with Han versus PE, where Han is currently leading that Clan War series 6-2, but there's still 5 more battles left. But everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Butcherbird, Right Face, Ward of Monksy, everybody. Murfler, thank you for that rate of 18. Diadaje, Red Wedding Planner, Haplofer, and Bates Z, as well as Questions 4. Thank you guys so much for the follows. I really appreciate the support. So everybody, take care of yourselves. And, Haplofer, I'm really glad you don't regret your accidental follow. That made my day. But on that note, I'll turn on my camera so you can see my hungover ass once. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a good day. My son HW going to be signing out from here. But take care of yourselves. Be kind to one another. And until next time, HW out. Wow, and my game crashed right there. So it's like perfect timing. Game crashed. It's telling me to get the hell out of here. And yay, 100 messages in chat. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ice Power, great games, my friend. Great games indeed. And yeah, Energized, excellent games to you as well if you're out there listening. But on that note, my son HW signing out. I'll see you on the battlefield. Bye, everybody.